Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox. This is Collector's Guide. Today, we unleash the Kraken, the largest Nautilus ever made. This is the Collector's Take. Our story begins in 1976, the era of leisure suits, naugahyde, and rich Corinthian leather. But on the opposite side of the Atlantic, it was high style. Gerald Genta, legendary watch designer, coined the Nautilus 3700, also known as the Jumbo. It was Patek Philippe's first foray into the no-holds-barred luxury sports watch segment. In 2006, the 30th anniversary of the model line, all was changed, including the arrival of the first ever Nautilus chronograph, the 5980. Well, fast forward 10 years and we have a double anniversary now, 10 years of the Nautilus chronograph and 40 years of the Nautilus line. Enter the 5976 1G. How it looks and why. As I mentioned, you can't ignore it. This watch is massive. 313 grams for the rest of the world, and for those of us in the old colonies, that's just over 11 ounces. You feel it, you see it, it's unavoidable. Also unavoidable and controversial, this dial, it's love-hate. The point of contention will always be the 40th anniversary legend. 1976 to 2016, truth be told, it's hard to see on the wrist. But at a macro level, which is how every watch gets photographed online, it instantly caused a firestorm back in 2016. Fret not, on the wrist, people aren't going to see the legend. What they will see is a watch that's nearly 50 millimeters across. Be ready. Standout features of the watch. Well, like every Nautilus, it's an agreeable all-arounder. It's elegant enough to be a dress watch, provided you've got a wrist of sufficient size. It's 120 meters water-resistant, automatic winding. It does have a saturated bright blue metallic dial that's considerably more colorful and noticeable than the matte slate of a conventional 5711. The diamonds are beautifully cut and a hugely successful use of diamonds on a men's watch, I must say. Very few people object to that feature of the watch. The 313-gram monolith on your wrist is one of 1,300 constructed, which seems like it might be a lot until you realize that I've been doing this since 2016, and this is the first example I've seen at a company that sells 10,000 luxury watches a year. They tend to trade between collectors or go straight to auction, so consider this to be a rare sighting. What else do I love? Well, the flyback chronograph. Reset, restart without first stopping. It's a great advantage if you have to time events occurring in rapid succession. Check out the bullseye, a feature of every 5980 and 5976. It gives you tri-register chronograph capability with essentially a single register present. We have coaxial chronograph minutes and hours, and it keeps the dial tidy. This watch has a box that shocks. Take a quick look here. The outer box has a Nautilus family monogram on its exterior. That is something you do not find on any standard Patek Philippe watch. Open it up, things become more intriguing. We have this lovely brown felt sleeve, and again with the silvered monogram, but it's the interior display box that sets this watch apart. Harking back to the original 3700 Jumbo and its legendary cork box, this is not merely a veneer. Open it up and you realize it's been cut from a solid block of cork all the way through, with the bright polished hinges and garnishing added afterwards. Take a quick look, not just a box, but paperwork as well. A gorgeous dark brown leather folio, and inside we have a little guide to the Patek Philippe Museum in the old Atelier Réuni case-making building. In the heart of Old Geneva, it offers 500 years of horological history. It is not self-serving, as much of that is not Patek's own history, and impressively, kids under 18 get in for free. Take a quick look. We've got a guide to the Patek Philippe library, things you never knew existed, important references tracing the contours of Patek Philippe's corporate as well as model line history, all available for purchase over the internet. We have 2 certificates of origin, not 1 but 2. First, an attestation, letting you know that this is in fact one of the 5976 1G, and the certificate of origin, also known as the birth certificate of your watch. This thing by itself probably accounts for $100,000 of the Nautilus Chronograph Anniversaries value. Do not lose it because Patek Philippe will not reissue it. We also have a Nautilus Chronograph User's Guide, which, truth be told, is generic to every 5980 and 5976, but it's fun to have, reminding you that your warranty is 2 years, a little bit skimpy by modern standards, and that Patek recommends service every 3 to 5 years. This is what a boxed set should look like: distinctive, individual, bespoke, and very special. How it fits and who it fits. Well, first let me be honest. While I like to be as democratic as possible about the fit of some watches, this is definitely not for girls. But don't worry, ladies, I'm with you. My 16-centimeter baby wrist cannot stand up to this thing. 17-centimeter circumference and larger, highly recommended. Why do I say that? Well, aside from the fact that the thing is well over half a pound, it's 44 millimeters measured diagonally. If you measure it all the way across, wingtip to wingtip, it's 49.35 millimeters, and from lug tip to lug tip, the thing is 55.4 millimeters. Honestly, it wears like an IWC Big Pilot. If you're that guy with the huge wrist and you need a watch to match, step forward. You have met your match. Who should consider this watch? First of all, trophy hunters. If you own an FP Journe Souscription Tourbillon, if you have a Rolex 4113 split, if you want the ultimate Nautilus chronograph, this is the watch for you. I would also say extroverts. A Nautilus is already visible. You can thank Instagram for that. Everywhere you go, people will ask how much it costs, whether it's real, and whether you're a millionaire. So it takes quite an extrovert to wear the most visible version of Patek's most visible watch. Also highly recommended for 1980s action stars. Arnold, Sly, Jesse Ventura, this is your Patek Philippe. But I must remind you that you never truly own a Patek Philippe. You merely take care of it for Jason Statham, Scott Adkins, and The Rock. Alternatives to consider. Well, first, start with the legendary full platinum, full bracelet Royal Oak Offshore, the 26470 PT. It's massive at almost 1 full pound on the wrist, and it's ready to go lug to lug with this bruiser from Patek. If you want a more elegant appearance, a typically Vacheron riposte would be the Overseas Chronograph Generation 3, rose gold case, bright blue dial, $73,000 and boutique only. Or consider a discount, 48 to 58 grand, and recently discontinued. You can get the sophistication and wrist presence of the Rolex Yachtmaster 2 in white gold. Not just one of the rarest modern Rolex watches, but a programmable fly-back, fly-forward regatta countdown timer with memory. This is a setup to put Patek to shame. Or you can keep it in the family with the Nautilus Chronograph Travel Time 5990. It is all of those things, stainless steel, and for a retail price of $68,600, it's definitely a discount compared to its older brother. In the natural world, the chambered Nautilus is said to be the largest species of Nautilus. But with the Nautilus 40th Anniversary Chronograph nearly 50 millimeters across, it seems Nautilus Pompilius and your wrist may have met their match. And that is the collector's take.